New York. New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right? This is hip hop. This is hip hop.
What's up, Crash the Industry fans and family? It's your guy, Mr. CEO. And you already know we don't just bring talent, we bring game changers to the table. Now listen, tonight we got somebody special in the building. This man went from turning spin cycles into success stories, literally from laundromat mogul to tech innovator, a true definition of reinvention. He's the brains behind the Moti App, a powerful platform that's leveling the playing field for entrepreneurs and creators and the professionals all over the world. He's building tools, not just for the future, but for our future. So make some noise and show big love for my brother who's blending culture, code, and community into one movement, the one and only Hugo Sanchez. What's going on, my brother?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I was really excited waiting to come up to talk a little bit to you about what's going on.
Yeah, you know, after we spoke on the phone like the third or fourth time and I got to find out, I was like, yo, you're the Hugo from our neighborhood when we grew up. It means a lot more to me than it already did that you're doing what you're doing. And what you're doing is special for our community because we don't have a lot of black and brown people in New York in tech that we're so close and so accessible to.
So that's my big concern, right? Every time we look at the big companies that are $1 billion, we don't see one of us up there. And that worries me. We can't be the consumer all the time. We need to be owners. So in my eyes, the way I see it is that we built a lot of stuff. The music industry, athletic industry, we built all those industries. But how much do we own from them?
Yeah, and every time we create something great, they just buy us out and we sell.
And that's the other factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get off of these astronomical numbers that we think we're never going to see, so we leave quickly and say, let me take this because we don't think it could go further.
Well, I would like to say you're setting a trend, and following you is following the same path that you did is that young boy Kai Cenat. He created the Streamers University, and they were saying that Netflix offered him like $500 million for the idea. He said, "An idea." His words were, "An idea this original has to stay with us." And that's what we need to. We need to stop selling so much of what we create.
Look at that mindset. 500 million. Come on, that's some serious. He was set for life.
And he's doing like $1 million a month type thing, even more, something like that. So he's doing crazy numbers.
And that's what I'm saying. If you don't need the money, then why sell?
Absolutely.
If you're in a position where I got enough to take care of my family, I'm living good, then grow your company.
Mm-hmm.
Grow it. Make it something that when we walk outside and you see black and Hispanic kids, they look up, they're like, I could be like him. Look, that CEO, he came from my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
If you take that away from them, they won't remember us once we sell.
And then it still looks like the most they can be is athletes or someone high up working for someone else, not owners.
I believe that our community has to see it, to believe it, and if we hang on, then they're gonna wanna be part of it.
Absolutely.
You know?
So let's start from the beginning. What inspired you to get into the laundromat business in the south side of Brooklyn, and what lessons did you learn or that hustle teach you early on?
So that was by mistake. I'll be honest with you. I was a developer, and I had to wear a lot of suits, and I kept taking it to the cleaners, and I was like, man, it's expensive. I'm paying like $22 a suit. I didn't think nothing of it. I was still making good money, but it's 10 suits a week. That thing starts adding up.
Yeah.
I run into one of the workers in Costco's, this guy named Danny, and I was like, hey, Danny, can I ask you a question? How much does it cost to actually clean a suit? I said, don't worry, it's not a big deal, I'm just curious. He said about $3. I was like, what?
Then you paying 22.
Yeah. I said, Danny, do me a favor. You know how they work? He goes, yeah. I said, find me a place with all the equipment. I'm gonna buy it and bring you in as a partner at 15%. He was like, what? I said, find me a place with all the equipment that we need to operate. I'm gonna buy it, and you're gonna own 15% of the company because I'm gonna need you to show me how to do this. He found me a place right on 107 Moore Street. I said, so I'm looking at the space. I said, damn, the space is really big, and we're only doing the community. Not enough income. It was okay. It was bringing 10, 15,000 a month, you know, the neighborhood. But we were done by 1 o'clock. Sometimes we were done by 12 o'clock. There wasn't enough in the community to sustain the footage, the square footage there. Rent was low. It had nothing to do with the rent. But I'm saying to myself, I'm letting my workers leave at 3 hours, 4 hours work. That's no salary for them. But I lived on the north side in a doorman building, and I saw the dry cleaners bringing in bags, dropping in bags, bringing people's clothes. I was like, wait, this is my building. I live here. I spoke to the resident manager. I said, I'll do the uniforms for the doorman at $3. I said, call the management company. Tell me how many buildings they got. They had 18 buildings. For them, the gate to entry is that they were paying about $12 a suit. I just brought it down to $3 to let me service the building.
So they save money while you made money from the rest of it.
We're talking 400 apartments per building, and I'm still cheaper than every cleaners that's coming on into this building. I cleaned up within 6 months. I had to open up like 10 different pop-ups.
That's how the hustle go. That's the hustle
I saw an
mentality.
opportunity because I realized that I was paying about 400% for my suit. I acted on it immediately. And Blacks and Hispanics, we don't do that a lot. And we have to be in the behavior of taking chances. We can't be the consumer. We're the consumer on Amazon, we're the consumer at DoorDash, we're the consumer at Venmo, we're all the consumer, Uber. Ask how many Latinos and Blacks were invested in all these companies.
Not many. Absolutely.
But we praise these apps, we support them, we wear their shirts, we even make free ads for them. We even make free ads for them. They don't even got to pay us.
Doing Uber skits.
Yeah. Why? Why are we doing that?
It's a mentality.
You're telling me, just think about this. We're from the South Side. We know, me and you know at least 400 people, 500 people within that radius, that if we open our own app and car service and charge cheaper, we wouldn't have those 400 people using us?
Absolutely.
And how long would it take? Maybe 24 months, 3 years? And will we have a couple of thousand? It's not that we can't do it.
We don't take the chance.
We don't take the chance to do it. That's what scares me the most. Because we make every app great. Think Instagram is great? It's great because Black and Hispanics, World Star, all these things is us. We are the consumers, the main consumers of these apps. How many, honestly, when you go through Instagram, how many white people do you see?
Millions.
How many Blacks and Hispanics? Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions, yeah.
So we're the biggest consumers.
Of everything. Of everything.
So YouTube, us. It's not a white community that's using these apps insane. They are, but not like us. We're 80 to 70% of the consumers on all these apps.
And the creators.
And the creators. So what are we doing here? You know, one of the apps that I see, and I see they just did another race, Fanbase, Black owned. Their competitor, you know, their competitor going against Instagram, all those things. I'm very proud of him. He's not selling. He's a Black-owned app, Fanbase. I look at his app and I get excited. He raised $17 million through his community on top of that.
Yeah.
He went to Start Engine and you could buy shares for $167. He made an opportunity for us. We just have to take it.
Gotta lead. Now, being that you said that, a lot of people talk about the pivot a lot. What moment made you realize it was time to leave behind a successful business and start something as risky as a tech platform?
I'll tell you that also came in a real position. A dry cleaning company came to me. They were on an app. Now, they didn't have the equipment. They had the vans, the bags, and an app. And the app had everything, even tailoring. And they were willing to pay me $20,000 a month to teach them how to use their own equipment, their own app. When I saw that app, it sent chills down my spine. I said, I'm on a clock. I'm used to doing it one-on-one, face-to-face, meeting the manager. These guys are just going to use an app.
They ain't got to meet nobody.
Their reach is faster. I no longer have to go to the doorman. They were going straight to the customer. That already told me you have to pivot now. And I decided to pivot. So the thing is seeing it. If you're not going to evolve, the cleaning is one step. The quality is another step. The pricing is another. All these are different steps. But you know what counts in cleaning the most besides those 3 steps? The reach, the contact, the point of contact. Without that and how fast you get it back, that's more important. We live in a world where you have to have things in 30 seconds to people.
Sometimes if there's an app where I could just get something done, I don't have to speak to nobody, I prefer to use that.
Yeah. So being able to see that app and seeing them willing to pay me $20,000 a month to teach them how to use their own app, I knew I had a problem in my hands. And they were going to be 20% to 30% of my business.
Wow. So being that you were switching, coming from hands-on brick and mortar business, what was the biggest mindset shift you had to make when entering the tech world?
So there's a couple of different things. As a Black and Hispanic, you should not go in a tech girl. You need to have your own money. Nobody's going to fund you unless you got skin in the game. We're not the preferred choice to be funded. Don't get offended. It is the way it is. We don't come from Silicon Valley, and they don't see a lot of regular guys with no MIT or Harvard degrees to get funded. We're 1 in a million. So have money ready because you're going to have to do proof of concept, an MVP that people can see and see a vision, right? So that's the first step, right? 2, if you go to a supermarket, right? Like I'm a Coca-Cola drinker, right? You go to a supermarket, there's aisles of soda, just aisle. But I look for Coke, that's what I drink.
Red bottle.
Exactly. What is your brand gonna look like? That's one thing, right? But you can't be worried to say, well, they got FaceTime, they got Zoom, they got Teams, they got, yeah, and I still prefer Coke. A lot of the reasons I think that we're not entrepreneurs is because we think it's already made. So was MySpace. So was Skype. And look who took them out.
Facebook and Instagram.
So you think that you can't invent it no more because somebody already invented. That's not true.
I make it better.
Exactly. You just got to make it better. And not better for you, but better for the consumer. It's not about making it better for you. It's about making it better for the consumer. What's in it for the consumer? So when you build something, make sure you're thinking about the consumer. Because if you're thinking about how much money you're going to make, you're already lost. You're already lost. Because the consumer, I could put 10 features right now I got on Moti. You know who gives me the other 10 feature? My consumer. He's going to tell me, hey, why don't you add this? We use this a lot. We start building the app, and we have all these great ideas. But at the end of the day, the consumer is the one that's going to tell us where to pivot to. So it's the consumer. And why an app? It has no rent. It's in the cloud. It has no employees. I don't have to rely about losing a shirt and have to pay it back. Platforms are the biggest things that Blacks and Hispanics need to get into. And not only as a consumer, understanding how to get involved to have ownership.
That's the key right there, ownership.
We never fight for ownership. Get involved with startups. We're the best consumers. That means we have the best eye to look at a startup and say, this thing is going to go.
Absolutely.
Reach out and say, hey, do you have an investment? I could put $1,000.
Yep.
If you could put $1,000 on a pair of Nikes just because they're limited, you won't put $1,000 into an app that may blow up. You pay $250 for a bottle of Henny in a club and all they gave you was ice, and it's $38 at the liquor store.
I have a problem with that all the time.
You see the confusion that I have here? So
Absolutely.
You won't say, me investing $1,000 is 4 bottles of Henny in the club.
That's it. It's so simple.
We have to invest in each other. We see artists that are just at the peak to blow, and we don't go up to them and say, hey, how do we become a part of this?
Yep.
If not promotion, do you have merch? Or are you looking for an investment opportunity? How can we invest in you? We want to sit there and say, oh, he blew up overnight. No, he didn't.
It was a grind you didn't see.
You didn't see the 8 years, the 7 years, the 5 years, them trying to figure it out. All you see now is all the jewelry, all the people after them. Now you see, he just got lucky. He did not get lucky. You didn't see the shit he went through to get there.
Some endless
and you're
nights.
so comfortable saying that, oh, he had help. No, he has help now. He had no help. My help is my wife. My help is my team that believe in me. My help is every merchant that downloaded this app and said, I'm going to download your app because I think it's a good product.
Speaking of your team, and shout out to your wife, because my wife helps me, so you know that's some of the best help right there. You said you brought over as a COO to your company someone that worked at Facebook?
I met her. 13 years I met her. A cross-functioning team of global negotiators to look at products, basically look at companies that Meta should be buying. And it was through Crazy Legs. She was good friend with Crazy Legs for a year. Her name is Josette Thompson.
Okay.
And I remember when the app was this is funny, I'm gonna tell you this. The app was a little too premature. We just had like 3 buttons on it. And I was like, Legs, call her, show it to her. He was like, nah, bro, because if she smokes you now and tells you, I don't see nothing here, you might not recover from that, because that's somebody big from Meta that can look at this product and tell you right now. So I waited another 2 years, got the app nice and tight, record, payment, messaging, calendar, and then got on a call with her, and she saw the app, and she saw the video quality, and she told Legs, yeah, I want to speak to him.
Let's make it happen.
And she sat with me and she goes, I want to come on board. She says, I will advise you now for the next year for free. And I'm going to do my fix Facebook, make sure that everything's in order, and then I'm going to walk away.
Wow.
And you know what that told me at that moment? I asked her, I said, listen, you get paid like almost $500K a year. Like, I got scared.
I can't do
I ain't
that.
going to hold you. I was catching anxiety. I was like, you know I can't pay you, right? She goes, yeah, I know that. I said, why would you leave? She said, because I look for things like this for Facebook to buy, and we would buy you. That sealed the deal for me.
You knew you had something.
You don't walk away from a $500,000 job in 13 years unless you know.
Now, you built Moti to empower service-based professionals, consultants, artists, coaches. Was there a specific gap you saw that nobody else was filling?
So there's the thing. When we first built Moti, the gap that I saw was payment and record. I was like, I'm recording to a cloud, then you got to request it. It doesn't come out good. And I said, all these apps don't have payment. Zoom doesn't have payment. Teams doesn't have payments. None of these have payments. Now, they're so big, they don't need it. Get it? They're making $1 trillion. These companies don't need payment. But people like me and you that do everyday work, whether you're a lawyer, a dermatologist, an influencer, a music producer, well, we're not that big. We need payment. And we need a calendar. We need messaging. We need to be able to communicate with our customers. We need it to be a lot more simple. We don't want to go to Calendly, then book a Zoom call, pay me through Zelle. That's a huge disconnection.
Yeah, you got 3, 4 steps.
For the client like me, I would get discouraged. I would be like, this is too much. We're doing too much here to get this call going.
Yeah.
But if we simplify that step, we're talking as simple as a dermatologist, to a music producer, to an Instagram influencer that has 1,000 DMs that, hey, I just need a birthday shout out.
Yeah.
That's how simple it is at Moti. Moti doesn't cost you anything to have on your phone. It's free. When you actually charge, that's how we make money. We have no monthly description. There's like, oh God, I got an app that I'm not using. You might not use it today, but know this, in the next 24 months, you're gonna love Moti more than you love Instagram.
Yeah.
Because if you go to TikTok, you need 1 million views to get $100. And if you're an influencer, you could get $100 or $20 a minute, 5 minutes on Instagram, telling somebody happy birthday, thank you for reaching out and picking me to be the guy that wishes you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's $100 in 5 minutes, not 1 million views.
Absolutely.
That's a different disconnection. You already have the infrastructure. All you need is the right platform. And Moti is the right platform. I'm not saying you close your TikTok, you close your Instagram. Absolutely not. That's your channel. That's like your TV channel. You don't close that. But there are more things happening in your DM after that. And that's where Moti is the best fit. For the people that say, hey, how do I get you to give my daughter a birthday shout out? Hey, my mother's a big fan. How do I get you to call her for her birthday, her anniversary?
Book a call.
Book a call with me. Hey, I need help with my music. How do I get to work with you? Book a call.
It's that simple.
I need a marketing campaign. Book a call. I need to speak to a dermatologist. Book a call.
Everything is right there. One-stop shop.
Even messaging. Hey, I see your $600. Can you do 5? And I'll send you the money up front. Absolutely. It's not a one-stop. You can negotiate. and say, hey, you're expensive. I can't afford $30 a minute, but I could afford 10, 15. Would you do it and give me less time?
Yeah.
Moti's about giving the power to the merchant and the consumer where they can both negotiate. We charge 15%. If you look at things like Upwork, Fiverr, Wizen, they're 25%. They don't pay you on the spot. Moti, Stripe. Anybody that has an Uber account has a Stripe account. You get paid direct. We don't interfere. You don't got to wait 10 days for your money, a week. No, it goes straight to you.
So you basically pretty much built the app of today and the future.
This is just the beginning. We're going to add crypto. We're going to add notary. We're going to add things that make sense to you. Something that you're going to be like, this is worth it. I'm in a really good spot here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I heard you saying that you was going to add notary so you could notarize things right on spot.
Notary now is digital through a Zoom call. Why wouldn't Moti do that?
Absolutely.
Moti's a business app. What if we need something notarized? So we want notaries on Moti so they could do what they do.
Got you. So I'm glad you said all that because I was going to ask you that later and I don't have to get into that because you pretty much explained everything about your app in detail and more. So real quick before we get out of here, being Brooklyn bred, it's a certain kind of survivor. How did growing up and doing business in that environment shape your approach to entrepreneurship?
One thing about Brooklyn, if you notice, right, we even sell T-shirts. You can't be not an entrepreneur. You got people selling food out their house.
Out the crib.
You know, it's automatic. Everybody creates a hustle in Brooklyn. If you see they set up a table outside, sell everything they're not using anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're entrepreneurs by nature. Why would we just stop there? We are creators by nature. The South Side was full of drug dealers and
absolutely.
You couldn't tell them they weren't businessmen.
Fortune 500 companies.
You couldn't tell them they weren't businessmen. You know, and they took care of the whole neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Brooklyn was designed to survive. Whether we design a hat at home and put our little touch to it with its glitter, rhinestones, that's what we do in Brooklyn.
Hustle.
We hustle.
So you've already made your mark in business twice over. What's your ultimate vision for Moti, and how can our audience support the movement?
They can support by downloading Moti and making a profile. They will use it one day, either a consumer or they're going to be the merchant. But what I see for Moti in the future is being able to provide mental health for free. It's a video app. Imagine if you could sign up anonymous and there's a mental health coach taking an hour free to speak to people.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Telemedicine. What if we could team up with the city and people could get telemedicine for free without going to a hospital waiting? And the cost is bare minimum.
The telehealth, yeah.
We could provide telehealth, a good contract with the city where people could just download the app, sign up to a doctor, and sign up to a Latin doctor that don't speak English. How great would that be?
Beautiful. So before we get out of here, if you could tell the next up-and-coming black and brown software tech developer, if you could give them advice, what would be the first piece of advice you would give them?
Don't stop inventing. It's out there. They don't have to. Here goes the thing. We haven't reinvented the wheel, right?
No.
But we reinvent different threads for it, right? Winter, summer, fall. We always different a different thread. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just put a different thread to it.
Different spin on it.
That's all you have to do. We're the greatest of being the consumer. Let's be the creators. We have great ideas all over. Every day I speak to someone, they have amazing ideas. Act on them.
Absolutely.
Please, just act on them. It's a great idea, but it's not so great if you keep it in your head.
Definitely not. So before we get out of here, tell everybody where they could find you, how they could reach you, how they could get in touch with Hugo Sanchez.
So there's 3 ways. You could go to my Instagram, it's hugos.moti. You could DM me straight up, I answer everybody. You could go to motiapp.com, you could go to the App Store, you could go to the Google Play Store or the web. We're on all platforms. Download the app, it's free, there's no upcharge. When you make money, we make money. We're gonna be here to support you. When we raise money now, it's not to promote the app, but to promote the people on the app. So we're gonna be promoting you, the merchant. So that's why you wanna be our Moti, because we're gonna be your biggest supporter when we raise money.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Definitely. It was a pleasure. It was an honor to have you.
No, I'm so glad. I was waiting. I was like, that's why I texted you. I'm here. I'm here. I'll be out there.
No, we did that. So with that being said, that's another segment of Crash Your Industry, and we'll be back right after this.
New York, New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right?